Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another just every week that goes by. It's getting more and more points. We're getting more and more comfortable with our lineups. We're ready. We're here. We're having fun in Scott Fishbowl. It's been week 3, and let's face it, if you had anyone on the Dolphins, congrats, you won this week. If you had most people on the Chargers, congrats, you probably won this week, including Keenan Allen QB1, but we'll talk about that a little later. And some other teams score some points, I guess, maybe. I don't know. But so week 3 in the books, let's go on. But before we go too far, we had our giveaway goodness for our DeAndre Swift jersey, which I held up against my face many, many, many times. Wait, according to the picture, it's upside down. There you go. So let me get my randomizer up on the screen, which of course, I mean, we all know me at this point. I was not prepared. Hold on, let me share my screen. Let me find the random generator. There you go. You got to pull it up first. That would actually help. No, that's absolutely the wrong thing to pull up. That was... Let's try that again. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in and hanging around for the delightfulness that is me trying to, do a live stream. Here we go. Let's view Zoom. Let's go like 200%. Let's go nice and big. Here we go. All right. So again, the way this works, every $5 that comes in, you get 100 entries. You hit $25, that gets doubled. There's a large number of entries in that way. So when I click that button, you're going to find out what the winning number is. It's going to be a gigantic number, but all that really matters is you're going to see in this box right over here the person's name who won. And you ready? Are you ready? I think I'm ready. And the winner is Toggle Anyway. Anthony Applegarth, congratulations. Hopefully you're here. Hopefully you're watching. If not, you're going to get a wonderful email later this afternoon letting you know that you just won this awesome DeAndre Swift autograph jersey. Congratulations again, Anthony Applegarth. So Anthony Applegarth, just in case, again, like if you tuned in the last 4 seconds and you just heard me say your name 16 times, that's because you won the DeAndre Swift signed jersey. And hold on. You ready? Ooh. I mean, if you saw the Scott Fishbowl newsletter that came out this morning, this was already, so it's not a surprise anymore, but this week, Tua Tagovailoa signed jersey, they folded it up nice and small just because it's the number 1. So we'll get to when we get to the end, you'll see the slide about how to join and everything. But congratulations again, Anthony Applegarth won last time on winning the DeAndre Swift jersey. We'll reach out to you if you don't reach out to us, but let's move on. Let's go back to, well, it's not a time to pick a winner. We picked a winner. Let's talk about the top performers of this week. It was the Devin. Okay, hold on. So he wanted, okay, so apparently his name looks like Devin Achane, but first, a few weeks ago, I found out it's Devon. And then apparently after he blows up, he feels comfortable enough to tell people his last name is Achan or Achan. And this is Devon. I was willing to jump right into. I'm like, okay, cool. I get it, because I think there's a platform that spells his name DE''VON. So I'm like, okay, cool. Devon Achan. And he just crushed it. Like, I was ready for this in like 5-6 weeks. I was not ready for this now. It was wonderful. Unfortunately, if you saw the tweets from the Fantasy Cares or Twitter account, you saw someone complaining about being at the Jets-Patriots game while this was going on. So yeah, I got to watch just awful football while watching scoreboards of Tyreek Hill and Devon Achane. And can we talk about how rude Raheem Mostert was, scoring, what was it, three, four touchdowns and 100-something yards when it's supposed to be the Achane show? Like, Not cool, man. Like, Achane could have had like 7 touchdowns. You could have let that happen. You could have let him have that, and you didn't. And that's on you. That's on you. All right, but top performers. I mean, we said his name enough. So one more time, De'Von Achane, 22 touches, 233 total yards, 4 total touchdowns for 60.8 fantasy points. Now, the unfortunate thing about Scott Fishbowl and they changes year to year with all the scoring is like this could almost be a historic score and historic, whatever. But we don't really know because the score keeps changing. But like this is one of the highest scores by no less a rookie running back that I could remember ever. And then there was Keenan Allen, who got 20 targets, 18 receptions for 215 yards. He did technically score a touchdown, though it was passing, which I guess kind of isn't great for your scoring if you play in 4 passing touchdowns and 6 receiving touchdown points. But you're not mad, right? 57.56 points. Like, are you really going to be upset over those 2 points? I mean, yes, that you should have gotten those points. But then there's the actual quarterback of the team, and Justin Herbert being the top scoring quarterback. 47 passes. That's a lot of passes. 40 completions. That's 405 yards, 3 touchdowns, 42.6 fantasy points. And it's been coming. Here we go. 8 receptions, 84 yards, touchdown, and 34.4 points for Sam Laporta. Part of the offense every single week. I mean, I know he had one play was a really nice big touchdown, but he still got 7 receptions. And in PPR leagues and tight end premium leagues, I mean, Laporta might just be that dude. I mean, I know there's a lot of that Laporta versus Pitts talk going on. It's not what we're doing here right now, but I think it's a conversation we need to start having, or has started to happen, and we should just keep it going. So let's talk about the things that made us sad. And I love that every week since week 1, it's been getting a little harder to find these. Like week 1 was far too easy. We had goose eggs, donuts, bagels, all of the above. Last week, but this week, okay. Well, Derrick Henry has sort of been a letdown this entire season. He hasn't done anything that makes you go, "Oh, the king is back." 11 rushes, 20 yards, no touchdowns, 4.75 fantasy points. That offense is just hot garbage at this point, which is a shame because DeAndre Hopkins, Treylon Burks are not garbage. Derrick Henry, not garbage. Tajay Spears, not garbage. Something has to happen, and apparently it ain't Will Levis because he's not even suiting up. And then, okay, so again, Joshua Kelly, it's not like we expected him to be the RB1 or anything, but he's looked pretty decent so far this season. Austin Eckler out another week, 11 rushes for 12 yards. Like, regardless of who the running back is, or like the worst running back in the NFL should still get more than 12 yards off of 11 rushes. 1 target and 1 catch, yay. I didn't even write down how many yards, so clearly it wasn't even worth talking about. 6.45 fantasy points. And then there's Zach Ertz. And again, this one, you're not expecting Zach Ertz to be the tight end 1 or anything, but he's had such a heavy, workload this season. And then he comes in 2 targets, at least he caught them both, but for a total of 6 yards, 4.6 fantasy points. It's just like, chances are you played 2 tight ends because hopefully Ertz isn't your tight end 1, but you play 2 tight ends, and which means you sat someone else, and that's what you got for it. Stupid mirrors. All right, but let's talk about some redemption. Let's talk about guys that just have not been great, and then finally they had a game. AJ Brown had an okay first game, but he was on our letdowns last week because he was a letdown. Again, compared to where you took him at, you were not happy with what he was scoring you. 14 targets, 9 catches, 131 yards, 29.1 fantasy points. Like, this is what you want. This is why you drafted him. This is everything. This exactly. And then there's Ja'Marr Chase, where it's finally it got into Zach Taylor and whoever their offensive coordinator's mind, where it's just like, oh, we can move our wide receivers around, especially if they're having a tough time. Speaking of having a tough time, oh man, T. Higgins just got hit in the hands so many times and dropped the ball, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We're going to ignore that ever happened. 15 targets, 12 catches. I mean, I'm just saying, AJ Brown got 131 yards on 9 catches, and Ja'Marr Chase got 141 on 12. take with that with what you will. I'm not saying it means anything. I'm just saying that's what happened. But then again, 33.1 fantasy points. Like this is what you wanted. Hey, AJ Applegarth. Hey, how's it going? You won, man. You won. Congratulations. Hold on, let me find it. I buried it under the Tua jersey. Upside down. Woo! All right. Well, so you had these guys. Of course, you played them if you had them. And now at least, congrats. You're happy you played them. Oh, what's this? It's time for another little giveaway. And we're changing it up a little bit. First of all, the style of Funko. And we're kicking it old school. And, you know, college coach of the year. We're talking prime time. Deion Sanders, Funko Gold. For the next 3 minutes, it is 2:11. So until 2:14, anyone who types prime in the comments is going to be entered to win this awesome Deion Sanders Funko Pop. Let me pull up my wheel so I can sit here and start typing. Wow, you are. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh man, plural roller girl. We haven't seen you since the Scott Fishbowl 14 contest. Welcome back. Cole coming in, winning one thing wasn't enough. Cole needs to keep on winning. You got to respect it, right? John L, Ryan Volts, love seeing you guys here. Brendan Booth. Same with Dylan. Dylan's like, no, one thing not enough. Stephen Jones, again, one thing not enough. Bob, why do you waste my time, Bob? That's what I want to know. I mean, thanks for being here in case I completely crash and burn, but you know, typing stuff that is in my way. Oh, here we go. Greg Quirk. Hey, Stephen Jones, it auto corrected it to Prime Minister. I'm like, I thought that was just like a side nickname I didn't know about. I counted it. I was just putting it out there. Oh, all right. Well, 2:12. We still got 2 more minutes for people to come in. Type the word Prime to get a chance to win this awesome primetime Funko Pop. And oh, there we go. Hey, Luke Jukum, I almost missed you. Can't miss you. You're here every time. Thanks for that, Luke Juke. All right. So, gosh, man, I'm trying to sip my coffee. Why are you people just like keep jumping in here and wanting our stuff? Come on. Oh man, gotta type, gotta look. All right, 1 more minute. Oh, hey, Angie, getting in here in the nick of time. I say that having no idea like what seconds are going on. There could be 59 seconds, and I would still have absolutely no idea. But it's still kind of the nick of time. I'm gonna drink my coffee now. I was really hoping the clock would change as I was doing that because I'm really out of things to ramble and keep saying. Like, here we go. All right, so you know what? While this is happening, I'm going to work on sharing my screen so I can actually, you know, spin the wheel so we can actually see who wins, because that's a pretty important part of joining a contest, right? Especially one that's going on air at the moment. All right. I mean, apparently there was 59 seconds left when I said nick of time, because this clock is not changing. I don't know if the clock on my computer broke, but it is still 2:13 and it feels like it's been 6 minutes. So, nope, there you go, 2:14. All right, everyone. Let's hide this. Let's try and see. That's as big as it's getting. You can still see everyone's name. All right, here we go. Spinning the wheel. Round and round it goes. Where it stops, only the computer knows, and we're about to find out. Is it going to stay on Cole, or is it going to jump to John L? Cole Granger. Congratulations, the Cole Granger. Yet again, coming up with a victory and winning prime time goals. Congrats again, Cole. Whew. All right, let's go back to the slides and see if I can remember what we're going to keep on talking about, because there's got to be more to talk about, right? Let's talk about the rest of the top scorers in the NFL. I mean, we've talked about a couple of these. Achane, Allen, the very rude Raheem Mostert still scoring 50.45 points. Like, what's that about? Come on, man. Devontae Adams reminding us just how good he is. Whew. putting up 49.2. Justin Herbert and Lamar Jackson, some QBs finally showing up. Like, how many wide receivers and running backs are going to come in here before quarterbacks do? Come on. This is embarrassing, you guys. But Herbert, 42.6. Lamar finally giving us that 41.68 point game. Kenneth Walker, 40.1. Had that matchup. I mean, of course, if he's on your team, you played him, but whew, at 40 points. Zach Moss. What? Where? Who? What? Oh, Cole needed after Achane on bench, lost. I mean, let's be honest. I have to assume most people did not start him. I did once because I was hoping to lose. I still lost, but I scored more points than I thought I would. But that's rough. Yes, top 11 because I wanted to put Kirk Cousins in there and I had the space. Because I know if I tried to make the font bigger, it would just like blow up and I'd have to fix all the spacing. So yeah, I added the 11th person. I don't care. And yeah, you got to include Kirk Cousins whenever you can because he's the QB1 right now. Just putting it out there. So Zach Moss puts up 40 points. Jonathan Taylor, who? I don't even know anymore. And then, you can't have your entire team go nuts and your quarterback not be on here. Tua at 39.76, tied with Adam Thielen? Yeah, sure. And then, like I said, I had the space and you got to respect Kirk Cousins. So 38.33 points. And then it feels like every week I'm going to be separating out the tight ends because they're never going to be mixed into this top no matter what. Sam Laporta, like we said before, 34.4 points, making it known that he is here. I wish I had the time and energy that I want to find that clip of Taylor Swift screaming, "Let's effing go." And I would have played that right here. Travis Kelce, 32.9 points. It's good to have you back after missing week 1 and getting on par week 2. So week 3, you're here. You're, up at the top of the tight ends. TJ Hawkinson keeping his place going. He's good. He's part of that offense, a very good part of that offense. 29.8 points. And then George Kittle with the comeback. And loving to see you up here, George Kittle, 27 points. Let's talk about the undefeateds. Week 1, there was 1,000. After week 1, I should say. Before week 1, there was 3,000 something undefeated teams. After week 1, 1,272. After week 2, 530. After week 3, 314 teams still undefeated. That's pie, baby. Pie's delicious. So, man, so many good teams still around. But let's talk about this week specifically and the high scorers. Before we actually just hit up the leaderboard and start looking around for the fun of it. Number 1 with 379.95 points, sidelinesquib.com, Andrew Leahy, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name, my bad. Luke Besson at 336. I mean, we had a lot of these 330-somethings. August Burns Red, JB Brubaker, jakesfootball.com, at jakesffootball. Undroppables, Dan Bradley, Mark Fritter, Alex Kirpiek, sorry, bud. Alex Kerp 4489, Keith Lott, Andrew Stankovic, and Maria Vincenti. Congratulations to the top 10 scores. Top score 379.95. The number 10 score 321.93. That's pretty big gap right there. So, I'm just saying, like, yeah, you scored 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th, but step your game up. Get on sideline Squib Andrew's level. I mean, come on. All right, so now we are going to stop sharing the screen of my wheel of stuff. We are going to share the screen and look at the Scott Fishbowl leaderboard. If you don't know, by the way, scottfishbowl.com, I guess first and foremost, if you haven't signed up for SFB 14 yet, go sign up for SFB 14. Hey, Plural Roger, you're number 9. Congrats. I never, knew who you really were. I just like saying Plural Roger, per Roger. So yeah, scottfishbowl.com. You can sign up for SFB 14. Do it already because let's face it, there's going to be so many spots to give away. We're going to start giving them away soon. But here also, there's a leaderboard and there's a couple of sections in the leaderboard where we're still not really ready to look at a playoff picture. Division leaders, there's just so far too many divisions at this point. So we're going to start by looking at the full-on leaders. Our top scorer of this week pushed his way up to number 1. So 6-0, total points of 887.84. A good 37 points on top of number 2. That is 12 points per game. Whew. Hold on. Whew. Oof. Our last week's winner, I believe, was Nate Christian, who is keeping up at number 4 from the Trader Joe's division. You see, a lot of our top scorers had their way up here, but we had a couple of people that I don't remember saying out loud. I did say Dan Bradley, Robbie Lindemann. I don't remember saying Underdog Fantasy in here, 6-0, 828. Here we go. Our first not undefeated team, Fantasy Six Pack, Keith Lott at We Talk Fantasy Sports. I'm really glad I thought about that first and didn't start by saying Wet Talk. Yeah, but still, look at that. We got a team that somehow lost a game, but is averaging 276.05 points per game. That says something about the weekly scoring of this. It's just so much fun. And then just a few spots down, League of Tomorrow, Alex, who was one of the top scorers, 5-1 again with 808 over total for 269.49. All right, let's now go here. So if you click on leaderboard, you see the full leaderboard, division leaders, playoff picture. Let's click at undefeated teams. There are 314 undefeated teams remaining. And I mean, like, we've seen a bunch of these names already, but here down number 6, just to throw some names out for people that we haven't said out loud. Jeff Ramus at Captain_Commish, 6-0, 817 points. Okay, you know what? Hold on. Fantasy Football Weekly, Shock Fantasy, Matthew Harrison at Explosive Outfit, Timothy Isaac, Brian O'Dowd. Just reading off a couple. Bobby Anderson, Bobby J all day, just because I wanted to read that name out loud. But hold on, we're going to scroll. We're going to go down to number 314 because we're going to see how many points the last undefeated team has. Michelle Wilson at Go Pack Go 411 in the Betty Crocker division, 617.21 points for an average of 205.74. Whew. Okay, so wait, hold on. Let's check that again. 617. So now we're going to go back to the leaderboard. And we're going to scroll way too far, apparently. Nope. We're going to go down to 617. I probably should have just remembered the name. And see what the rest of the records look like. We have a 2-4 team with 637.64. That just shows don't give up. If you have a slow start, just keep pushing because it could just be your league. You know, check your lineups. Check to see where you are in the leaderboard if you don't do that by yourself. Speaking of, real quick. Hey, I was in 21 something last week. See what one good week can do for you? 1,057. Averaging 217.02 points, 4-2. I'll take it. There's a 6-0 team in my division. I'm not going to name their name because as soon as I play them, they're not going to be undefeated anymore. I checked. It's not next week. I just thought it would be fun if it was. Whew. Well, that's our fun little scroll around the leaderboard because this is just, there's so many people. There's so many people you know, so many people you don't know. It's fun just to scroll around to see what's going on. But let's get back to here and let's talk about, again, what we got going on for next week already, and that is the giveaway goodness of this beautiful Tua Tagovailoa signed jersey. And like DeAndre Swift, it's a beautiful jersey. I love the green, but his signature is like, you know, this is not an itty bitty signature. This takes up almost the entire number on here. So this is going to be beautiful on anyone's wall, anyone's collection, whatever you do with these. This is a beautiful, beautiful addition to whatever you got going on. And to get in, all you got to do, donorbox.org/goodness giveaway. Sorry, I stuttered. Donorbox.org/goodness giveaway. It's right over there. We're going to tweet it out plenty times. Again, if you got the Scott Fish Bowl newsletter, that's the word. There was an ad for it in there as well. And plus, you know, we're going to tweet it out, Instagram it. I'll make a fun TikTok for it because that's what the kids do these days. But join on in, you know, do some good, donate to charity, get some kids some good presents, get your chance to get yourself an awesome present. But, you know, thanks for hanging around. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining along in all of the silliness that we do every single week. And hopefully I'll see you next week. And oh yeah, I want to play that video again. Thank you, Steven Johnson, for this just cool as hell video. And catch you next time.